from each happily ever after, every wish upon a star. Let's break down the movies that shaped who we are, from memory lane to now and everything in between. The most famous of films to the ones we've never seen. Decade by decade, all the times we laughed and cried, and with a little pixie dust, they will all take flight, reliving the feelings, and we're trying our very best. And if they mean the same to you, please be our guest. So hop aboard, we would love to have you as we hang with a certain mouth, the whole gang too. If you love nostalgia stuff, we hope this does the trick. Thanks for joining us as we deep dive the magic.
Hi, and welcome back to the Deep Diving the Magic podcast. I'm KJ.
And I am Jeffrey, and we are back today with the final film of the year 1982. The final film of the year 1982 is the 154th Disney feature-length film from July the 30th, 1982, like I said. It is a film called Tex. Tex is one of the uncommon Disney films to have a PG rating. And it is based on the 1979 novel by S.E. Hinton of the same name. And just like S.E. Hinton wrote The Outsiders, this film is starring Matt Dillon and Emilio Estevez from The Outsiders the following year. Would you like to start us off with your opening thoughts or synopsis about Tex?
Opening thoughts. I had never heard of this.
Okay.
And just looking at the cover of it at a quick glance, I wasn't expecting much. And I think it's funny that on IMDb for the stars, it doesn't list Emilio.
Yeah, it has to.
Not in the first three.
Well, maybe he's in the next section.
Maybe, but not like...
It was his first movie ever, so it's not like they were like top billing the dude. His first film.
I mean, that makes sense, but I don't know. Anyway, you ready for the synopsis?
Go ahead.
All right. So after their mother dies and their father leaves them, teenage brothers Tex and Mason McCormick struggle to make it on their own.
Yeah. So, any interesting anythings?
No.
No?
I don't have any interesting anythings other than, like you said, I didn't really look into it when we were first watching it. But then I was like, oh, Matt Dillon's familiar. I've seen him before. And then it was like, oh, I've seen a lot of these people before. So, and then apparently, like you said, you can buy it on Amazon Prime for $1 more than you can rent it. And we messed up and we didn't buy it.
Well, at least that just gives away how much you like the film.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, so it was definitely an enjoyable watch, but are we going to go ahead and breeze through it?
Sure.
All right, so Matt Dillon is our main character. His name is Tex. We start off in the opening credits with him riding on his horse. He clearly loves a horse. He has an older brother, whose name I did not write down.
Mason.
Who is clearly the responsible one. He is filling out an application to play basketball in college.
Mm-hmm.
It is no mystery to anybody that they do not have a lot of money, and they are hoping for their pops to come back soon.
Yep.
We good?
Yeah, they had a very retro-looking fridge and stuff in their house.
Mm-hmm.
The gas bill hadn't been paid.
It's true, so it was turned off. They don't have any money, but they do have a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
They're meeting their friends, one of which is Emilio Estevez.
Yep.
So Tex goes to school. He comes back to learn that his brother sold the horses, much to Tex's shock, because they had to afford life.
Yep.
Which causes a fight, and Tex takes off to go find his horse.
Which, I mean, it made sense because he told him either the horses would have starved or we would have starved. Eventually, we would have all starved.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it just shows you how irresponsible and naive the younger brother is.
Well, their dad's gone.
Exactly, but he's just clueless.
But yeah, So he's taken off. He gets picked up by his brother eventually. He's like just saying that like I'm not gonna go to college. I'm gonna take care of you.
Mhm.
Then this other dude comes who recently had a baby, and they go out to party about this baby. There's a Disney storm while they're all hanging out.
And then
Um, they go to this girl's house, or no, like one of their friends' house, whose little sister Tex clearly has a crush on. Their dad, who's going to play a big part in this later, is a very strict father,
Mhm.
um, who doesn't want people over. Anything?
Yeah, he is very stuck to his rules and not very lenient when it comes to
Mhm.
how he thinks his house should run.
At some point, Tex goes to a fortune teller.
Yeah.
Anything about the fortune teller?
He thought it was a bunch of crap, but then the girl that he likes was like, well, I'll pay for it if you want to go do it. And he was like, well, I'll pay for it myself. It's my fortune.
Yeah.
I was just like, buddy.
Um, Whatever. One night, a bunch of friends get drunk, which upsets their friend's father, the guy that we were just talking about, who threatens to call the authorities on the brothers for not having a father.
Mhm.
Whatever. Um, then they race dirt bikes. There's a dirt bike crash. Tex makes the jump or something.
Yeah.
Anything you caught on that?
No, they're just not at that point friends, and then they're working on their friendship again. And
So speaking of working on a friendship, let's talk about the next part. I'll let you handle the next part when we are giving somebody a hitchhiker a ride.
so they'd just been to Tulsa to visit their friend that had had the baby, and they saw the baby for the first time. And then on their way back, well, before they left, the older brother Mason and the friend kind of got into an argument, and he was like, okay, well, we should really be getting back. So instead of like going out to pizza like the younger brother suggests, he asked the younger brother if he wants to drive home. And the younger brother, we find out, is 15. So the younger brother's like, sure. So he's driving them home, and they pick up a hitchhiker, and the guy gets in the car. He looks interesting, to say the least. And I just had this thought, wow, that wouldn't fly today, because what about if this guy just pulls a gun on you? Like, what is going on? And then, like, I don't know, a minute later, the guy pulls a gun on. And I was like, wow, saw that coming. So it's like, I don't know, future life before your eyes, because they just been to the hospital, and the brother had got diagnosed with an ulcer, stomach ulcer, and he got put on medications. And he had told the brother, he's like, no, I'm gonna be fine. I'm not supposed to let things bother me. And he's the one that's got the gun held to him. I'm like, oh yeah, but that stomach ulcer's doing fine now. It's like, what else could go wrong for these two? And then the guy's like, well, you just keep driving me to the state line. And yeah, and then they drive by a pizza place, and everybody's waving at them. And the guy gets all upset about this. He's like, well, I didn't say we were going for a meetup or whatever. And he rolls the window. He's like having the guy roll the window up. He's rolling the other window up. All the while, he's still got the gun pulled on the brother that's sitting in the middle seat. And Tex is just kind of like talking to him. And he happens to look up in the rearview mirror and sees a police officer pull in behind him, and keeps asking questions to the guy. And then I guess like Mason, the other brother, kind of notices Tex keeps looking in the rearview mirror. So he looks in the rearview mirror and sees the police officer behind him. And he just starts erratically driving all over the road. Because the guy also finally notices um, the police officers behind them. He ends up going off the road on the other side of the road over a ditch. I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, that truck's probably not going to work anymore. Uh, the guy gets out and takes off running. He gets shot at by police,
Well, first, I
but
thought the cops were shooting at the kids.
I agree, because when when it happened, they both get out of the truck after the guy already ran, and they get shot at. So they jump back in the truck, and it's like, why are they getting shot at? This makes no sense. And then, like a moment or so later, it shows that they actually shot the guy that ran, and they killed him. And
The cops were like, that guy was gonna kill you.
yeah, this guy's been he's on the news, like everybody's looking for him, and somebody just happened to see him in your car and called it in. And I'm sitting there thinking, the day before cell phones, and you're telling me that it worked that quick.
Dude, what if it was one of the friends that were at the pizza place?
Yeah, but that quick? Like they literally just passed the pizza place. I don't know. It was too quick. Unless there was like some kind of time lapse that we didn't notice in the movie.
This is called deep diving the magic.
Yeah. I mean, there was some magic there because
Yeah.
they got help.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they got shot at too, which both of us were very confused because we thought they were getting shot at. We didn't realize that they had, until after the fact when they were like, oh, yeah, he's dead. But the guy got shot and killed. And then they got interviewed by the news. And all I could think about is like how something happens in your neighborhood and they'll interview people and they just say the dumbest things. And it's like usually they pick up the most hick people to talk on the news if something happens. And of course,
Well,
Tex is that kid.
the positive thing that happened on the news is that the father,
Yeah,
Pop, sees them on TV.
yeah.
So he decides that he's going to return
Mm-hmm.
because
Why
what he
not?
does.
Mm-hmm.
And he's all like, I'm gonna stay this time. I'm gonna get the horses back.
Sure
Blah
you
blah
are.
blah. The brother's not having it. Um, oh yeah, brother's not having it. Mason's like, you've left my whole life, whatever. We learn that Mason also gets accepted to school, but he gets into a fight during the basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
Tex makes out with his friend Jamie, or with.
I don't think he got accepted because I don't think he had applied yet. I think he had just requested for an application
Well, he gets accepted.
at the end
Yeah, okay,
because
maybe
his
not.
brother
Yeah,
filled out the
yeah,
application.
yeah, we'll get there. Tex is finally shows his love to Jamie. She stops him going too far. Then they end up like Emilio Estevez's character and Matt Dillon's character, Tex, um, play this prank in school where they like put like
Cap.
explosive caps on the typewriters. It's pretty funny, and then like it all blew up. But it goes wrong and they get suspended.
Yeah.
Then the principal lady, who I think is Essie Hinton, says like, "Hey, I'm gonna get you a job working at Hearst's because you care about horses."
I thought that was the teacher.
I don't know, one of them. But so then Tex is like, "I'm gonna take care of these horses."
I take horses very seriously.
But then this is where when the father comes to like see what's going on at the school, Mason tells Tex that the father is not really Tex's father because he was in prison, which again causes Tex to take off,
Mm-hmm.
which then causes Tex to get in the car with the first friend he sees, who is one of the friends, the one that had a baby that was going to sell some drugs. And what does this drug deal turn into? More people pulling guns on them. Drug deal gone wrong. And I guess Tex gets shot, like in like the side or something. It doesn't really show it, but then he's like bleeding like crazy. And he steals the gun, and that's how he has the gun in The Outsiders, because he stole the gun.
Oh yeah.
Matt Dillon next
Yeah.
year. But go ahead.
Anyway, he grabs the guy's arm, the guy shoots, and then we see him pull the gun on the other guy that he got the gun from. They end up leaving, and then they get in the car. And at that point, that's when we see that he's actually been shot because he's bleeding. The guy's freaking out because he's like, the police are going to have questions. They're going to want to check the car.
So
And I've got all this stuff in the car. And I'm sitting here thinking, this is why you don't deal drugs, buddy.
then
And
no, Tex flees before
yeah,
he goes to the
Tex just
hospital.
jumps out of the car It hasn't even come to a complete stop yet. He just jumps out of the car and gets to the payphone, doesn't know his own phone number. So, which I guess makes sense because I mean, if you're not calling yourself that often back in the day, how would you know your own phone number? And so he calls the girl's phone number,
Jamie.
Jamie, and I guess the father's also on the line. And he's like, "Is this a joke?" And he's like, "No, sir, I've really been shot." "Well, where are you at?" And I was like, "Oh, look at that.
Because the father doesn't like him.
Strict dad's actually going to pay attention and help somebody." And he's like, "Okay, well, describe to me where you're at." And he's Texas trying to describe it to him. And then the other guy comes peeling back up in his Mustang. And I guess he's dumped all of his stuff out and then takes to the hospital.
So they go to the hospital.
Mm.
And this is where the brother comes. The brother's gonna stick around. Um, and this is where Pops tells him the truth. He
Mhm.
tells Tex the truth just about the mother, and it was about how it was his fault and
Yeah.
whatever. Watch the movie. It's emotional. His friends sneak into the hospital room, and this is where we learn that Mason gets accepted to college because Tex wrote the brother's college application on the one book that he loves. And then it cuts to Tex is working his job. Brothers are bonding. End of the film. Happily ever after. And I enjoyed this film more.
Well, he filled out the application for his brother in the
Yep, yep, I
hospital,
said that. Yep.
and then we find out the brother asked him, "How did you get the essay done?" And he had told
Yeah,
Tex earlier that the girl he liked, Jamie, she's really smart. She's not
yeah,
like the other girls.
yeah,
And he's like, "Well, you said Jamie was smart." So we find out that Jamie wrote the essay.
yeah.
Tex filled out the application and put down his favorite book.
Well, it's about the book, yeah.
Yeah. And then he asked him if Tex and Jamie were going to do his homework for him too. I thought that was funny.
So, Happily Ever After. I liked this film,
Hmm.
but when I saw who wrote the film and who was in the film, I thought I was gonna like it more than I did.
Really?
Yeah, like
Okay.
I love coming of age movies.
Hmm.
Love them. They're my favorite.
Hmm.
But I still think like Napoleon and Samantha was a better coming of age Disney movie than this was. Like I liked this film. It was good, but I thought I was gonna like it even more than I did.
Yeah.
Thoughts, facts, follow-ups.
But one of the things that I found interesting was Mason is in his late teens, and when he was cast for this part, he was 30 years old.
That happens in The Outsiders too.
It's like, but
I mean, watch
I
Grease, dude. They have like receding hairlines like mine.
no, they don't. Anyway, I didn't think he looked to be 30. 20s, I would have said. I wouldn't have thought he was in his 30s for sure, but I'd never heard of it, so I honestly had no idea what to expect. I went in it with no expectations of even liking it, but I really enjoyed it.
Hmm.
It was one of those surprises, kind of like Napoleon and Samantha.
Yo, that was a good film.
I would
Oh,
definitely watch it again.
question is though,
Does it
does
make
it?
my
Well,
list?
not but, like if it makes your list, it knocks Napoleon and Samantha off.
It does.
But before you,
Make it better than that.
yo, get out of here.
Yeah.
Give your rating first.
So IMDb rates this a 6.4 out of 10.
Mhm.
I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it was good. I thought I was
It
gonna
was
look at more.
good.
So this legit knocks off Napoleon and Samantha.
Yeah.
Is it gonna go number 10, or are we gonna knock down the strongest man in the world and all those other things?
The strongest man in the world is gonna fall down.
Get closer, get rid of it. All right, what's Upon a Star?
Oh, Kurt Russell. Anyway, so my list upon a star is The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, 101 Dalmatians, Tex,
Whoa!
Yeah. The Fox and the Hound, The Parent Trap, Sleeping Beauty, Dumbo, The Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again, The Apple Dumpling Gang, and still holding on in last place now, The Strongest Man in the World.
My God, this is your new number 3.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I mean, it was enjoyable, but wow. Um,
I also would have never pegged this to be a Disney movie,
well,
ever. So maybe a Touchstone movie, but
you know.
anyway.
Um, well, I don't like this more than I like Pete's Dragon. So My List Upon a Star is staying the same. My List Upon a Star is still number 1, 101 Dalmatians. Number 2, The Rescuers. Number 3, Mary Poppins. Number 4, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. 5, Peter Pan. 6, Robin Hood. 7, The Fox and the Hound. 8, Alice in Wonderland. 9, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And number 10 on the chopping block, still like I just said, is Pete's Dragon, which I will put right here. I recommend watching this movie. Tex. It was good. It's on Amazon Prime.
Obviously,
You can buy it for
I rated it number 3.
one
so
more dollar than you can rent it for.
definitely buy it so you can watch it again. Invite us over so I can watch it again.
It obviously
Bring popcorn.
it's by Essie Hinton, the year before The Outsiders came out, so that's really important.
Yeah.
But so we have a new list maker on yours.
Yeah.
As we round out the year 1982. So our next film, we are moving into the year 1983. We have made it to 1983 for Deep Dive 155 for
155.
Disney Feature Length film number 155 from March of the year 1983, and it is a film called Trench Coat. Don't know. We'll find out together next time. But before we get to Trench Coat, thanks for hanging out with us. We, again, are on Instagram if you want to see us make it happen. We are on Spotify and YouTube where all of this is happening. So thank you for your comments, likes, shares, subscriptions. It really means a lot to us. It really makes everything happen. So that's Deep Diving the Magic. If you would like to follow along, tell your friends. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. If you want to write in about this film, text, or about any of the films, we would love to hear from you. That is Deep Diving the Magic Pod at gmail.com. Again, our next dive, we are moving over to the year 1983 for Trench Coat. Couldn't tell you. We'll find out together. But this was a lovely surprise of Tex.
Yeah. Thanks for deep diving the magic.
Bye.
Bye.